the trees regarding our gender identity and sexuality. When there's no place like home, empty air, an empty establishment. Friends with Dorothy, fighting for your civil rights. Out on the cruel streets tonight.
Good afternoon. You're listening to 103.2 Dublin City FM and online via dublincityfm.ie. This is LGBTQ+life and I'm Mick Fitzgerald.
You fasten your emotions to suit their notions, and you're hurting right now, just getting by. How for years you've been walking around wondering if you dare, taking the back stairs, avoiding inquisitive stares, not causing a commotion, though the system has you broken. You start to fall apart, dressing for the part. An asteroid incoming, the devastation it will bring, parading the woman within, parading the woman within. She's coming out this evening, putting their heads in a spin, full of new determination and a sassy hip swing. So don't ration your devotions to suit anyone's notions of where you start to begin. Parading the woman within, parading the woman within. Oh, let me be, leave me up to me. Oh, let me be, leave me up to me. She's coming out this evening, a vision incoming, crashing through the system, parading the woman within. She's coming out this evening, a declaration, crashing through the system, parading the woman within. Oh, let me be, leave me up to me. Oh, let me be, leave me up to me. Leave me up to me. Oh, let me be, leave me up to me. She's coming out this evening, she's coming out, she's coming out this evening. She's coming out.
that fabulous piece of music you heard by my special guest today, Miss Deanna Alexandria, also known as Ms. Red Deer. Deanna, welcome to LGBTQ plus life.
Thank you very much, Mick. Thank you for having me on the show.
Look,
I'm absolutely delighted to be here.
it's well known that I'm completely unobjective in this regard because I am genuinely a major fan of your work. I'm in awe at times at just how good it is. Look,
Thank you.
I want to talk about where I first saw you. Now, I didn't know you when I first saw you, and it was on a program called Urotrash with Jean-Paul Gaultier and Antoine Lacombe, and you were there as admirers of the wonderful Kylie Minogue, and I think I saw that clip in Australia. How did that come about?
Well, Paul or Phyllis, and Junior, Kylie, they were like super fans of Kylie Minogue. So they kind of organized it, and we sent in a video of us all kind of partying and stuff like that with the walls. It was set in one of our bed sits. I can't remember. I think it was Attractor, who was a student. We were in her bedsit, and so we just covered, because it was easier to do, we covered the walls with all these Kylie posters, and we just had a few drinks and a bit of fun, and it was great fun. And we sent off the video, and it was kind of a little bit kind of I'll say debauched, but like naughty, and but she loved it. Kylie loved it, and so they were delighted with it, and she gave it the thumbs up. She actually never actually saw the actual video that went out through Eurotrash. She saw the video we had made in the little beds, and with video, it's that's what she saw, and she thought it was fine, and she's
well, the reason why that was so memorable for me is because not long before that, I had been at the Sydney Mardi Gras, and it's a big event. It's got international acts. It's got huge performances, and there we were, just looking at the stage, and the lights go up, the sound goes up. And who came out as the special act of the evening or the year? None other than Kylie and her sister.
Yeah.
They were at they were at the height of their fame at that stage. But when I saw the video, I thought, oh, look, Eurotrash have, they've gone to Dublin, and isn't it great? And they've got some of the fabulous people that have changed Dublin, because it was very different at the time. Dublin was quite a straight place at that time, was it not?
That's right. I think there was only really at that specific time, which was 95, there was the George, and then there was the Temple of Sound, which was the playground on a Sunday. And we used to always go to the playground on a Sunday and perform. And Kylie O'Reilly at the time, who's now unfortunately passed away, she was the hostess, and we all kind of went in and we all performed there. And that was kind of it. I think the Parliament wasn't still around at that point. It had closed for a few years, and I know it reopened again, but I think it had closed. Yeah. So it was very small.
It was very small, wasn't it? And very memorable for those people who were there at the time, is what I can say. But before that, you had tasted fame, dare I say it, as in a band called the Four Guys, which actually had 5 people. And I'm sure if Jean-Paul Gaultier had have introduced them, it would have been the 5 Keys.
Well, actually, the Four Guys was 96.
Was it?
It was post the Kylie's Creatures, or whatever you want to call it, Eurotrash thing. Yeah, Four Guys was in 96, and that was a whirlwind, actually. And we were on the cover of Gay Times. We played London Pride. We played all the prides all over in the UK, and we traveled throughout Europe and that kind of thing. So it was fun, a lot of fun. A record deal would have made it even better, but unfortunately that didn't happen.
I mean, later on, certain, shall we say, Louis Walsh creations came along, and they made squillions. Do you have any regrets that that wasn't me? Would you have liked to say change the life you've got now? Would you swap that for all the money that say Brian McFadden and these other guys have made?
Well, you see, we were very controversial, and I think we annoyed some people who weren't out, and certain managers who wanted it to remain quiet that certain members of their bands weren't gay. And we were like quite controversial, and we just our very presence was slightly irritable to some. I shall name no names, name no names, but a record deal, of course, would have been wonderful. But I mean, unfortunately, it didn't happen, and I'm not going to say any more on that. As to why, I'll keep quiet. I can't.
Yeah, no, but it's strange you should mention that, because I remember at the time, you'd be reading all this stuff in the paper about Stephen Gately's getting engaged, and but everybody in the area that I grew up in, and I grew up in the North Inner City, we all knew that Stephen was gay. Stephen never tried to hide it, but yet they were trying to fob off this silly nonsense about Stephen as he's just met Miss Right. I mean, you guys were incredibly courageous when you think about it.
Yeah, I got I was going to say the word dragged into it. I got brought into it through Junior, who also was Kylie O'Reilly, and it kind of was his brainchild, really. And he was in coordination with John Pickering on that and that kind of thing. And there were one or two other people as well. But yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and great times.
You never got invited to perform in dungarees on the Late Late Show.
No, actually, yeah. No. Wow, yeah. But they're very beautiful, those boys in the dungarees.
Well, I don't know. Put it this way, they clearly didn't spend a lot of money on choreography, is all I can say.
Yeah.
People like myself and people in the community, we know you very much as the lead singer in a band called Dear Bertand. Just so people can get a grasp on where everything is at the moment, you're performing on these couple of tracks that we're playing today as Ms. Red Deer, appropriate enough. What's the story with Ms. Red Deer and Dear Bertand? Are you have you separated, or is this an individual creative project? Bring us up to date.
No, we myself and Erin, who's in Dear Bertand with me, we just it's just a separate thing that I'm doing. It's like Dear Bertand are still doing their thing. In fact, Erin has written the track from can't speak. For Move Closer, which I've just recently recorded, and so like we're still working together and that kind of thing. So. No problems. All good.
The track we're going to play at the moment, there's a backstory to it in the sense that it's very much a homage to the late great Judy Garland, and I suppose to a lesser degree her daughter as well. It's a song that is our theme music and has been the theme music of this program for the best part of a year now. Even 12 months on or thereabouts, I'm still blown away every time I listen to it. To me, I can't understand how this is just not getting wider airplay, because all I can say is it's a marketing thing, because the talent is there. Everything about it, to me, it's one of the best songs I've heard over the last 12 months. And just tell us a little bit, what's the backstory to it, and who should we give credit to for the production and the fabulous music on it?
Well, Erin, did most of the music on it. I wrote the melody and the lyrics, and but we kind of work in tandem, and we have other guys as well just playing on it. Stephen playing on drums and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, it is of course the centenary of Judy's Judy's centenary this year, which is like why I kind of chose to do the slower, as you said, I think you said to me, torch version of of the song, because in homage, no, I can't sing anything like Judy Garland, that beautiful bel canto. I mean, her voice is like, it really should be considered up there with Pavarotti, but I don't think people often say that. She's got one of the greatest voices ever to have ever been recorded, or an incredible performer. So I can't sing anything like the bel canto, but I mean, so I mean, Friends of Dorothy is the my little
It's a
homage to.
fabulous song. It's also it also raises two of the greats, the legendary people from Stonewall, which is Sylvia Rivera and Marsha P. Johnson. This is why I've called it a homage. It really is there as a memorial to those who, shall we say, were inspirational to us all.
Oh, truly, yeah. I mean, people go on about throwing the stone at the Stonewall riots and that, but they often neglect or forget that Sylvia Rivera, established star, which is street transvestites, activists. What is it? Revolutionaries.
They would have been very well. They would have been certainly radicals. Yes, I mean,
Oh dear.
did they establish a revolution?
Oops.
They certainly laid the
I
path.
had a blank.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was for the homeless. It was for homeless trans people, and well, that was actually in 1970, the year later that she established that. So we kind of there are other fabulous things, of course, that happened, but that was one of the most fabulous things that kind of happened. Yeah, so I tried to kind of just mix in intertwine the kind of the Wizard of Oz and that kind of thing.
Well, you succeeded brilliantly. For people who are about to hear this version, it's quite different to the original version, which we play as part of the theme music. This, as I say, it's more of a torch song. It's slower. It's certainly it grabs you the way when you hear this one. It might take people a couple of listens, but when you do, it really does grab you. How pleased with you with this recording of it?
I hope it's okay. I recorded it, live today, and I have a bit of a hay fever. So, but I wanted to get it out there for the centenary because.
Okay.
Well,
let's play the new. For homage to Judy Garland's The Centenary of Her Birth. This is Friends of Dorothy.
Pass me the oil can. I got us on the move again. Peace officer, please. One of these train flying monkeys. Rubber-zippered revolutionaries fighting for your civil rights out on the cruel streets tonight. When there's no place like home, empty and I'm anti-establishment. With the chaff and the short straw, they'll have a stuff for sure. MTM, I'm anti-establishment. They took my name and the clothes I owned. They broke our hearts, didn't break our souls. When there's no place like home, MTM, I'm anti-establishment. With the chaff and the short straw, they'll have a step for sure. MTM, I'm anti-establishment. Friends of Dorothy, standing up for your civil rights out on the cruel streets tonight. And for Sylvia and Marcia, my life was harder than I'll ever know. Still a place to start where others just threw a stone. When there's no place like home, when there's no place like home. Peace officer, please. Peace officer, please. Peace officer, please. Through the smoke and the mirrors reveal broken-hearted hourglass figures. Friends of Dorothy come up off the sidewalk and onto the street, to the sound of those legendary feet. When there's no place like home, when there's no place like home. Peace officer, please. Peace officer, please. Place like home, when there's no place like home, when there's no place like home.
Well done to Dee. That is an exceptional version of Friends of Dorothy. But all I could say is I can imagine 50,000 people joining in at this to that song at Pride. It's just designed for it. It's just it's almost anthemic. You're not playing at Pride, which all I can say is to me that's an enormous deficit. Is that something you would like to do to play in front of the community?
Oh yeah, I mean, I love
Yeah,
performing and that connection you get with an audience, and also, I mean, of course,
yeah.
as a queer musician and artist, um, it's always a great thrill and a privilege to perform at Pride. And
Mhm.
myself and Erin performed last year. Of course, as you know, Dear Bertram performed Pride Inside last year, but
You
yeah.
did. You did it.
Hopefully no calls again.
Well,
Fingers
for
crossed.
those of us who associate with the trans community, every year you yourself and Erin you put in a terrific gig up there at the Unitarian Church up in Stephen's Green. So who knows if we can just translate that into uh, I think if that was to happen, that commercial success that eluded you the first time round, who knows what might
Mm.
happen? Let's be positive here. But tell me,
Yeah,
then,
that would be great.
tell me, Dee, is there
No,
any? We're going to play a third. We're going to play out with a third song shortly. But before we do, is there any plans to either release these as singles or put them together on an album? What's the story there?
well, Woman Within, which was the song I released for International Trans Day of Visibility,
Mm-hmm.
is available on Bandcamp, and so is Move Closer available on Bandcamp. And they're also, you can watch videos. I have videos up on YouTube, Ms. Red Dear, MZREDDEAR. So yeah, you can find me there on those places. We're going to talk about Woman Within, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I put
Do you
something
want
to you. Our mutual friend Paul Quinn, when I was talking to Paul a couple of weeks ago, I was saying, Paul, everybody I know says there's no money to be made out of recorded music these days, that you have to play live. Have you any plans to play live, or is that you just waiting for the right opportunity to come along, or even the right management to come along?
Oh, I mean, of course, yeah, definitely. I'm just writing lots at the moment, and that's my thing. I'm really into writing original stuff. I'm a kind of a folkie. I love, new stuff. I mean, covers are great and everything like that, but you have to kind of record your living history. So I'm a pop folky, if you want to call me that. So I love Grace Petrie, her work, her writing, and
Yeah.
she's a wonderful writer, and she's writing a lot about LGBT life at the moment. She's just recently played in Whelan's, and you know,
Mm.
um, and when I grew up listening to Suzanne Vega, I grew up listening to Tracy Chapman, and I adore those writers,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of getting together a body of songs. I'm just trying to, sing, write, and sing
Mm.
my life,
Yeah.
which kind of I really, I mean, Friends of Dorothy, the song, it was about somebody else, really, well, I could empathize with um, their situation, and of course I lived some of it myself, being trans. I lived some of that reality myself. And Woman Within is a song about how to deal with that, how to live with being trans, and some of the anxiety. But I wanted it to be a song about celebration as well too. So even though it deals with a kind of heavy lyrics, um, at times, I wanted to kind of have an uplifting also chorus, which I
Mhm.
think is really important. Because you don't
Sure.
want everybody down in the doldrums,
On a
you know.
personal, on a personal level, Dee, um, 5 years ago, when gender recognition legislation was passed, and you and I were involved there at the time, we all thought, oh, this is it. The clouds have lifted, the sun has come out, and it's all going to be plain sailing from here in. 2 weeks ago, I turned on Netflix and I saw some of Ricky Gervais, and I thought, oh, good God, this is just it's it's people like him coming out of the closet and just dare I say it, peeing in the well. How do you feel on a personal level when you start seeing what's happening now between bad comedians like him and Dave Chappelle, and then the toughs? I mean, does that personally distress you?
Well, I think the turfs are really scary. Ricky Gervais and
Dave,
David Lash
Dave
David
Chappelle, Dave Chappelle, as
LaChapelle.
I prefer to call him.
I was going to call him David LaChapelle, of course, who's the queer photographer. Whoops. You know, I think we have to be kind of careful about I hope this doesn't sound too controversial, about being over PC, but then of course there's a line. But with the turfs, there's no humor there, and I'm not even familiar with what Gervais has said. But I know that we had some issues here in Ireland with a TV show a few years ago, um, which was taken off the air because of its transphobic uh,
Yep. David,
narrative, or whatever you want to call it, or so it's but the turfs are really kind of that's really frightening,
yeah, yeah.
what they're up to. And
Well,
just the amount of hatred and animosity
yeah,
towards trans, and I don't know where it's coming. I don't know where on earth it's coming from. It's
yeah.
just an really unfortunate. But I mean,
No,
I think love and compassion and understanding will always win through. It always wins. It's
sure.
always more powerful than hatred.
Yeah. Deanna, we're going to play out with your third song today. It's one I only heard today for the first time, and again, I thought, God, the standard here is just absolutely fabulous. It's a song called Move Closer, and it's a very seductive song in that sense of the word. I'm going to let you have the honour of introducing the song and playing it out. And if you want to just say a couple of words about it before we say goodbye to the listeners today.
Well, this next song is Move Closer by Miss Red Deer and myself. And it's about getting to know each other and getting close.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily about romance, but it can be if you want.
Well, I am sure that once people listen to this, get the message very clear, and as I say, once they see you on the video as well, they'll be thinking, "Oh, I want to go and see that woman and hear that." Yeah.
Thank you, Mick.
Move closer, don't be shy. Move closer, you and I. You know our differences, they're not only part of this disguise. Move closer, you and I. You're giving me the sweetest vibe. Don't be silly, there's no reason for me to lie. Move closer, we can get through to new places of connection, me and you. Oh, won't you move closer? We can't get by without this connection, and in affections where the hurt lies. Independence, it's a lie. No one ever reached the sky, flying so low. Our pride in ourselves, our love and our accomplishments move closer. More than just to survive, we want to thrive. You're giving me the sweetest vibe. Move closer, you and I. Syncopate our dreams this way. We can dance to the rhythm and remind ourselves. Move closer, you ask why. The space between us deceives us. There's that rainbow in the sky. Move closer, you and I coincide, coincide. You know our differences are not only part of this disguise. Move closer, you and I. You're giving me the sweetest vibe. Don't be silly, there's no reason that I'd lie. Ooh. their hurt lies. Independence, it's a lie. No one ever reaches the sky flying solo. Friends of Dorothy come out off the sidewalk and onto the street to the sound of those legendary feet. When there's no place like home, anti-him, anti-establishment, with the chaff and the short straw, they'll have us stuck for sure. Anti-him, I'm anti-establishment. They took my name and the clothes I own. They broke our hearts, but not our souls. When there's no place like home, when there's no place like home, when there's no place like home.